Greetings. Very short video here just to give an update on what's been happening to the car. It's been at Omicron now for, well, actually it will be 2 weeks tomorrow, and there's been plenty done, so I thought I'd just bring you up to speed. First picture here is a picture of the car in the garage stroke workshop. Got some nice Lanciers there. There's a sort of a very nice metallic green Monte Carlo up there, Fulvia, so level lights one, so it must be an early series or perhaps a left-hand drive. There's a Flavia Saloon. Is that a Mille Auto? I don't know. The 2000. This one is Appia. See, but that looks like a really a B20, doesn't it? So anyway, yeah, so there's been lots of stuff done, and they've sent me quite a lot of photographs. I think that's inside the petrol tank. And the guy said there was there's been petrol there sitting for a long time, so it's not very clean. So that's all been cleaned out. Now, one of the things they've done that I'm very pleased about, I'll show you a picture if I can get the right one up. Let me give you a clue. It's a driver seat rails, and they managed to move the rails back about. Well, they managed to sort of add in a bit so I can move the seat about 2.5 inches further back, which is very handy for my long legs and can be a bit more comfortable in the front. Very pleased about that. This is the oh, that's not the right one. Where is it now? Oh, here it is here. Sorry about this. Yeah, that was the brake reservoir holder in the engine. You can see that the points come off, and it was a bit of a state. So I actually bought a new one online, and it's now been fitted. So that looks much better. Very pleased about that. I fitted all the fuel lines and the hoses and the filters and the new fuel pump. They've checked all the brakes. I actually bought the wrong size battery, so they had to put a new one in because the one I bought was slightly too big and they couldn't clamp it down. So that was my own mistake. Yep, and there's a picture there just showing that extra length, pardon, I've got in the front now. That's quite good. Okay, let's have a look at some of the things that the guy's been saying to me. So, let's get that. You didn't see that, do you? Dear Murray, we've gone through a lot of the list now, and blah 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 blah. So, he said there were some things that he mentioned. Both outer CV boots are split and should be changed. That's now been done or almost being done. Starter motor is weak. It might be possible to improve it, or it might be possible to fit a modern alternative high torque motor. That's not been done. They did investigate it, but they've sort of cleaned up the points and things on the current starter motor, and they think it's much better, so nothing done there. Engine idles nicely, but runs out of puff earlier than would be expected. Since then, so this is dated about a week ago. They've checked the plugs, points, timing, and things are better. The indicators flash quite quickly. We think it would need a new flasher unit. That's been sorted. They haven't checked the tracking, but on the test drive it goes in a straight line. They weren't too bothered about that. They've now changed all the oils and the fuel filters, and the gearbox oil's been changed too. The new wheel center caps, which I bought, I can't remember where I got them from. They're plastic. I was quite pleased with myself, but apparently they're they're not very good, and they flex. They put them on the chromodoras, but they flex. So Tristan has actually very kindly, he's painted the current metal ones and sort of tarted them up a bit, so they're much nicer. Windows are slow up and down, but do make it. There aren't new motors available. The thing was, when I bought the car, and it came with a sheaf of, stuff that Alan had done, you'd actually spend about £500 on a brand new window lifts. So they should have been working okay, but some of they are quite slow. To be quite honest, I'd be quite happy to get rid of the electric windows. They're a bit of a pain in the arse, and just go back to manual ones, but I don't know if that's possible. Left front indicator has been tightened, that's been sorted. The brake fluid reservoir is missing the low fluid terminals, that's been sorted. We could detect some bearing noise when driving, but couldn't tell if it was gearbox or wheel bearing. We don't think it's something to be actioned at the moment. So the handbrake mechanism is missing a rubber grommet. I wanted that sorted, I think I've done it. Ashtrays are missing, well, I've got them here. The brake and fuel pipes that run front to rear aren't as neat as we would like to see. Not sure what that means. Yeah, just things have been changing since end of that last segment. So a couple of weeks ago, the battery which I bought, I think I mentioned, was the wrong size, so they put in another one. That's fine. And they started to make the extensions for the seat runners to move it backwards, as you can see there, which would be great for me because it gives me more leg room. They sent me some photographs, which was good. I then replied to them and said, look, perhaps we can get bits and bobs done and how much the things cost. So I gave them the go ahead to do some more work. Changed the CV boots. They wanted to see whether a more modern starter motor would fit and work, but that never progressed because it didn't fit. So all the oil and filters and gearbox oil all been changed. They painted the center wheel caps, which I wanted done. I think it looked a lot better. Been out for a drive in a car again. More on that later. The fuel pumps. Yeah, this is quite interesting because the fuel pump apparently on the car worked, but I thought as it's quite old I would get a new one, so I got a spare one from Omicron, £110 or something. We'll come back to that. I did get a water pump from the consortium, however they didn't think there was anything wrong with the one in the car, so that's not been fitted. The windscreen washer is working now. Yep, I asked them about the cost and everything and what was happening. You can read just the CV boots were done. Engine seems to be running nicely. One injector wasn't working. They gave it a good ultrasonic cleaning bath and now sprays fuel properly. The idle is better, and we think the slightly flat performance will be much improved when it is road tested. Changed the brake fluids. There was a loose indicator in the bumper which they tightened up. Took the starter apart and cleaned it. They think it's better now. And he's painted the wheel caps. There you go. Last Tuesday, the new fuel pump has been fitted. Oh yeah, this is quite interesting. They took the car out for a test drive and it conked out after about 12 miles. The fuel pump was ticking away, but the tank is clean and no filters were gummed up. It seems to be okay. Right, so that's quite interesting. Come back to that shortly. The guy thinks it's a nice car, doesn't need any needless attention. Something wrong with the left front, has a slow leak. The thing is, I had the car in the garage here for 6 months or something, and didn't go down at all, so not quite happened there. Okay, so Wednesday, which is yesterday, Tristan saying the car is done and they're happy with it. We found some debris in the fuel tank, which has been cleaned out. But one of the major issues was the new fuel pump that you bought from us in October. We fitted it, even though there was nothing apparently wrong with the old pump, and it worked for about 7 miles. The engine still ran, but wouldn't rev up fully, and the pump made a screaming sound when idling. Well, that's not great, is it? We refitted the old pump, and it's great again, no issues at all. So they're not charging me for that, thankfully. So that's it. Basically, gonna get car back, paid the bill, which was not cheap. Hopefully it's all worthwhile. Well, mind you, is it ever worthwhile? It's a thing of love, really, isn't it? So you don't expect to get fantastic value when you're dealing with crimes of passion. Yeah, the guy said that's with the fuel pump which they sold me, the car was only revving to 4,000 RPM. And when they put the old one back on, it was back up, revving up to 6,000. So, that's obviously a dodgy, faulty fuel pump, which I got from them, which is a bit disappointing. But anyway, so the car hopefully is going to be picked up Monday or Tuesday next week, which will be the start of February. And the car will be back here in Edinburgh early next week, drivable. So hopefully the videos will start to get slightly more exciting. Well, actually, not exciting, but slightly more interesting. I'll give the car a really, really good clean and take it from there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you. Next video I do will be when the car gets back. Thank you. Bye-bye.